Hello everybody, welcome to Poli Games. I'm your host Joseph, and today we're going to talk about the VGAs, the Video Game Awards 2016 edition. Because it was a weird show last night. It was an odd show. It was the best and the worst of the gaming industry in 2.5 hours. It's starting from all the way from the pre-show to the end. I'm going to talk about what I didn't like and what I liked about the show. First thing, the pre-show was not a pre-show. It was the show. The pre-show talks about what this award show means, and why it's important, and show off some things, sure. But what the pre-show was in the beginning was really just promotional pieces for the Assassin's Creed movie. We saw some things from Zelda, a trailer from Zelda, which was cool. The weird thing is that it started giving out awards during the pre-show, like Best Mobile Game, and somehow that went to Pokemon Go. It was odd. The whole pre-show was weird. We get to the real show, first 5-10 minutes, awesome, because you know what, they're giving Kojima the industry award for being just there. Really, it was like Obama when he got the Nobel Peace Prize when he became president. It's like, here you go, you're not Bush. That's what Kojima got. He got his award because Konami stole it from him last year. Jeff Keighley has this speech about him. A lot of people in my cat did not like the speech. I liked it because it was just a friend talking so highly to another friend. And, he understands the struggles of Kojima more than anybody else that's not Kojima, right? Like, nobody else knows what really went on in there other than Jeff Keighley and Kojima. And it was a great speech, and one of the few great speeches in that award show, sadly. We got to see more Death Stranding that I predicted. The Poly predictions was correct. We got to see more of that. It was weird and odd. It kind of dragged out. It looks... I don't know. I don't know what this is, and I'm just confused. Am I curious? Am I excited for the game? No, because I would like to see some gameplay for it. I know that's me being uber critical, but I just would like to see the gameplay footage before I make a prediction of whether I should be excited about it. But it looked interesting. Mads Mikkelsen was in it. Del Toro was in it. That was cool. Can't wait to see what, Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen do on the screen. So that was cool. And then we got to the music portion. Please stop this right off the bat. The Run the Jewels, I don't know who they are. I don't know why they're there, but they're there. Well, I know why. They ran a promotion with Gears of War, and they're there, and I don't give a shit about their songs they're singing. I don't give a shit about what type of marijuana they're smoking or what cars they're driving. I don't give a shit. If you're gonna give us music, and I feel like they learned this halfway through, give us gaming music. Give us awesome video game music we can get behind and rock out to, because it's the Video Game Awards. This isn't the music awards. This is the Video Game Awards. Give us some beautiful music from video games. Not Run the Jewels. Not whoever the fuck the last guy was, who Mr. I'm gonna wear a jacket but no shirt guy. That guy. Fuck. I every time there was a music part other than the Doom music, I clocked out. I did not give a fuck. That's my rant for the music. After that, though, there were some ads which were fine. I'm totally fine for commercial breaks. I gotta pee anyway. I'm just a basic human being. But there was some shit like, go on the PlayStation Store and buy stuff digitally. There's some sales. Shit, Quattro made a weird hybrid of a shaver and a human/cyborg hybrid. Isn't that goofy? awkward, cringy moments that I couldn't stand. But there was some brilliance in there. There was some genuinely beautiful moments. Ryan Green, who made That Dragon Cancer, he made a game, and he won an award for Games for Impact. That game is about his son who had cancer. His son's name was Joel, I believe. And it's about them going through it and the hardships of it. And that touched me because, as you guys know, my grandpa had cancer and I lost him to cancer. And I know that feeling all too well that he went through. And the moment he got on the stage, teary-eyed, and the moment he left, that's what makes games beautiful. Those moments. Not Chick Quattro. Not any trailer that came out during that night is what makes games beautiful and that we should award. It's that speech right there that after that I went to my parents' room and I hugged them because shit, of how lucky we are. Thank you, Ryan Green. Thank you for that speech. Thank you for that game. I felt it was disrespectful how the VGA set you off, where Jeff Keighley, even emotional like I am right now, was just like, go to the PlayStation Store, and you can't wait what's in store at the PlayStation Store. It's like, seriously, can't we have one moment where we congratulate what's beautiful about video games and reward the people behind it and stop trying to upsell shit. That's where the worst of the industry comes in, where the best shines through and through. When people gave their speech, like Boogie, a man who I look up to, who is an awesome YouTuber, an awesome human being, who, if it wasn't for him, this channel would not exist. His speech, awesome. I loved it. I respect that man so much. Nolan North's speech, amazing. That speech was about something bigger than that award show in that ecosystem. I can make a 10-minute video on that speech alone, but instead I'm going to make it about this. It was a brilliant speech. It was a touching speech. It was a send-off for him, as well as, proving a point to the industry. And I loved that speech so much. And then we got more rappers. We got more stupid ads. We got more shit Quattro Man. It's cool to have things like Guardians of the Galaxy being announced as a Telltale game. It's cool to see Legend of Zelda, which was the first trailer I got really hyped for Breath of the Wild, believe it or not. I loved what I saw from that game. It's cool to see Mass Effect Andromeda, as long as we also have a fucking moment to congratulate what makes games beautiful, and there wasn't enough of that in this award show. It was more product placement, product placement, product placement. This was like Doritos Gate all over again for me. I was just like, I don't fucking shave. What's shit Quattro Man gonna do for me, man? I already have Gears of War. I already have Titanfall. People that are watching are already aware of the games that are coming out. These are hardcore people who are stopping their night of gaming to watch the show because we're gamers. Music I wasn't a fan of. Wasn't a fan of so much product placement over the top for me when it came to the announcing. It felt like the awards were sprinkled in there. There was some times where it was just like, oh, by the way, Overwatch won Best Multiplayer Game. And on to this promotional piece. They didn't even have moments on stage for them, where all 26 people, to me, all 26 awards should have been up there and congratulating and thanking their fucking team who made this game, because that's what this night is about. But instead, we got shit Quattro Man. Lastly, as I know I'm going way over time here, I want to talk about the Game of the Year. It was up to a few contestants this year. Uncharted 4, it was Overwatch, it was Titanfall 2, Doom, and I think one other game. I forget which, if there was another game up. Overwatch won Game of the Year. Congratulations, Overwatch team. You did an amazing job. Twitter lost their shit last night. A lot of people very salty that Uncharted 4 didn't win because that game meant so much to them. And it meant so much to me. It was a story about a brother. I have a brother. I love my brother. Nathan Drake loves his brother. That game made me cry at the end. I'm a man, I'll admit it, whatever. I have feelings. I'm a fucking human. It didn't win. Overwatch won instead, which is a multiplayer-only game. That is a first that I have seen a multiplayer-only game take Game of the Year from a major outlet. How do I feel about it? Well, first off, we're going to do our own award show called the Poli Games Extraordinaire Expo Game Awards, whatever. We're going to have our own Game Awards. On December 15th is when the podcast and that video comes live. So check that out. Shameless plug aside, and I get to do one during this video if VGA gets to do fucking 150. Any one of those games in the Game of the Year list, you could pick out and say, yep, that's my Game of the Year. And I would be okay with that, because all those games were great. In fact, every single game I played this year, except for No Man's shit and Mighty Number shit, were amazing games. I was never let down by an experience ever this year. This year I was a fucking caveman. Then I was, a sleeper cell in dystopian New York. I was Ratchet and/or Clank. I was an undead knight trying to relit the flame. I was an awesome kick-ass marine dude fighting the demons of hell on Mars. I was Nathan Drake, a fucking treasure hunter. I was Tracer, insert all other Overwatch characters here. I was JD Phoenix trying to get something out of his own father that I could relate to so much. I was a demon hunter in WoW. I experienced a little bit of World War I. No, I did not. Titanfall. I rode a mech, played a Call of Duty game in space, and met a robot named Ethan, which was a fucking awesome robot. I was Emily trying to gain back my rightful throne. I was Marcus from Overwatch 2. I am riding a chocobo right now on Final Fantasy 15. The point is, 2016 has been an amazing year for games. Hell, next week, I'm going to play whatever the fuck Last Guardian's about. And those two games that I just mentioned are games that have been in the waiting for 10 years. And I get to play them in 2016. So for all those naysayers that say 2016 sucked, I say, what were you playing? Because I experienced so many great things. So seeing Overwatch win, I wasn't upset about it. You know, I had my personal favorite. I'm not going to say which because I said award show. But I was happy for him. I was like, you guys worked your asses off to get this new IP out there to show what true multiplayer can be at its best. You know, I can see Uncharted winning for all the reasons. It's a magnificent game and a great send-off to the series and to Nathan Drake, rather. I can see why Doom would win because the gameplay is almost unmatched. Debatably. Now, I can see why even Titanfall 2 would win because it provided a great single-player campaign. When I see people bitching at each other, fighting about who wins and who won this and why did Overwatch win, it's so overrated, it brings me back to when I was at GameStop and the kids were having a fucking rant on the floor because they couldn't get a game, right? Because their parents said no. And they're just bitching and whining and like, you know, they're yelling, kicking everything in sight, and then their parents are taking them out of the store. And that's what I felt like this night was when Overwatch won. It was a little sad, to be honest, to see some of that. But to see some awesome people go, congratulations, Overwatch, you did a great job, was awesome because that's what this night's about. It's about developers going and thanking developers for developing games. You know, it's for us thanking the developers for working so hard, sacrificing their time, their effort to make worlds, to make universes that we could get lost in, to make art that we can manipulate and to make our own, to see characters and not just you play them, but you are them, being that. Like, I can not just identify with Marcus Phoenix, I am Marcus Phoenix. You know, I see myself in him. I identify so much with him. I identify with Nathan Drake. I identify with all these characters I played over the year. That's what 2016 is about. And I'm so sad that the VGAs did not capture that this year. That's what was important. But I'm hopeful that we are going to do that here at Poli Games. Because like I said, December 15th, a day before Rogue One comes out, we will have our podcast talking about, and our YouTube video talking about the games we thought were awesome. All the way from the biggest surprises of the year, the best soundtrack, the best sound design, the best art design, best map design. We're going to break it down to the nitty gritty and tell you why each one won and what each one meant to us, all the way down to Game of the Year, which I believe off the top of my head, and I'll make a video of it to make sure, our Game of the Year contenders are Uncharted 4, Gears of War 4, Titanfall 2, Doom, Overwatch, Watch Dogs 2. So those are the games that are up for my Game of the Year. Please check that out. If you want to see that, if you want to see all the stuff I'm cooking up for that award show, please hit like, share, subscribe. Definitely that subscribe button. It helps me out, shows me that you care. And like I said, you get to see who wins the Poli Game Awards Extravaganza Extraordinaire Expo Incorporated apostrophe S Inc. that I'm really excited to show to you guys. So that's my award show. That's my name for it. Have a great day, you guys. This is a really long video. Have a great fucking day, you guys.